Hey, what's poppin', guys? Sizzle here, and as of like today or yesterday, depending on your time zone or whatever, Roadhog just got his rework that has been in the works for like 6 to 8 months or whatever. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed. I feel like he feels a lot worse. This is by the way, this is coming off of one game played with him where I didn't know how they reworked his breather, and then mess around the practice range for like 3 minutes just to see what he's got going on. But I do feel like he's not only just worse as a character, but he feels worse to play. Like, obviously he's changed, he's got like a new ability and stuff, but he feels mostly the same. I mean, here's what he's got, right? He's got left click only now, no right click. But left click does have this big projectile in the middle that does okay-ish damage. It's really nothing special. Like, that's someone standing still. People aren't going to stand still for you. This projectile is going to be very hard to... Like, that damage on that bot's probably going to be the average you get, right? So basically nothing, because that's easily out-healed by even like Lucio. He will out-heal that type of damage. You know, for reference, here's Junker Queen shooting at the same range. Like, this is hit scan, by the way, on Junker Queen. It's the same damage, if not better, while being hit scan. And you'd think, okay, well maybe it gets better point blank, because you know he has a shotgun. He's a shotgun character. This is point blank, like straight in the body. Boom. He lives with like 15 to 20. This is on the head. Barely kills. Like, I feel like it almost didn't kill there. And they shoot like, I don't know, like the shoulder or something. He's living. it's kind of sad. Here's like a quick, you know, shoot hook shoot will kill, but it requires them not to get healed throughout any of that, which is unrealistic. His change to breather, by the way, is that instead of a one-time just click and use, it's on a 1 second cooldown if you don't use it all the way, but you can hold right click instead of E now to use part of it. With the trade-off though that instead of 50% damage reduction, you now have 30% damage reduction, which is just kind of sad, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. It feels very awful. You can see right here, take a breather, heal yourself, reduce damage shaken. And then the thing I didn't mention is his trap. I wanted to kind of show it off with the moving robots. It basically doesn't stop movement at all. It's like a budget Junkrat trap. You put it down the ground here, it activates in like a range, something like that, it seems. And then when it activates, it slows everyone in the range and does like Winston Tesla coil damage to people for a little bit. Does around 100. Like, Junkrat trap is just way better. it does a raw like 100, and it stuns people. This does not stun people; it slows them. It's a very big difference because it can be cleansed and. You know, they can walk around and still dodge stuff a lot of the time, these movement abilities. Like, it just kind of sucks. It does nothing, I feel. Like, this is the range on it. That's the furthest you can throw it right there. That's nothing, to be frank. And you might be thinking, well, you know, Roadhog's biggest problem is he gets antied and slept all the time. Like, do they have anything to help him with that? The answer is no. You didn't get shit for that. You have the same breather, you have less damage reduction, so if you get pulse bombed or something, instead of reducing half, you can only reduce 30%. I guess you can spam it more because it's like a toggleable, you can use part of it now or whatever, instead of all of it. Shooting like nothing. Just straight up nothing outside of that. You can see right there, their Roadhog just used his trap on me. Did anyone here notice an impact? I sure didn't. I don't know, man. He feels super weak. He doesn't have his right click. It basically, when I shoot his gun, it feels like I'm right clicking like previously. Like the previous right click feels the same as the current left click. And then that left click shotgun blast, that even though it was kind of weak, felt pretty satisfying to use and was relatively easy to do around a consistent, like, I don't know, 170 with. Like, that's just gone. I feel like I don't have that anymore. And then all I get is this weird ass trap that it's pretty much impossible to land on someone who has their brain turned on. Like, it's massive. It has no range. It's really visible. Like, way more visible in the junk trap, in my opinion. I don't know. That mound is like, maybe it's just the colors for this skin. I feel like it's so visible. Look at that. I hook him down and I'm like dead. I'm still antied. I'm 7 health. I'm holding right click. They had to get nanoed to save me there. This is nanoed damage point blank on their hog. He was not holding right click or anything, and I did just under half, and I'm antied again, and I'm dead. Like, this is old hog, but he does less damage. and his breather reduces less damage, and like he just sucks. I don't know. Other people that play this character tell me like, oh, he feels pretty good. I've had some people in that last game I was playing, they said they felt he got buffed, which is, I think, a crazy thing to say. I don't think he got buffed. But maybe I'm just playing him wrong. Maybe he has a new playstyle. He's not, you know, the guy walking around with the shotgun isn't supposed to play close. I don't really know. Yeah. Like, I genuinely don't. I have no idea. And I'm dead. Like, that's normal, good old Hog, except I had less damage reduction there. Old Hog would have been on more health when I re-engaged there. He still would have died just as fast, probably, from all the DPS and supports and all that. But, like, this is ridiculous, just how little damage I'm doing, how low impact I feel. Like, I don't know. Like, am I just bad? Can someone comment below? I genuinely need to know. Like, is it me? Or is he actually just this bad? Like, there's his little trap thing activated. That did fuck all. Here's me doing, like, less damage than, like, a McCree would do left-clicking the body. Which is kinda crazy for the shotgun character point blank. It's not like I'm playing my range on the enemy Roadhog here. I'm right in front of him. They reduced the headshot multiplier too, by the way, in the patch notes, so it's not like, oh, well, you're not hitting enough heads. The headshot multiplier is only 1.5. Like, the only thing I'm gonna kill is, like, a tracer like that. By pure chance, if she happens to blink into my projectile shot. It's projectile, by the way. I want to make that also known. Like with this has the same damage as Junker Queen, if not worse, while being projectile. While Junker Queen's is hit scan and has life steal, I think. Or I guess her base shot doesn't have life steal, but you know what I mean. Like hit scan is just better than projectile. So something that does the same damage, if not just straight up worse, and is like physically dodgeable because it's a projectile shot. It's crazy. Like, the damage reduction nerf, I feel like, was so unnecessary. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm the reason we're winning this. And that's always the case on tank, regardless of who I'm playing. But it feels particularly bad on Hog. This has to probably be the worst tanking experience I've ever had, if I'm being honest. Like, the only things that can kind of come close in my mind is when I was playing Winston into Hog, Bastion, Reaper, with a Mercy and, like, a Zen. And my whole team was just flaming me instead of trying to help with literally everyone on the enemy team countering me. Like, that's the only thing this maybe compares to, but even then, I felt like I had more of an impact. Because at least then they're, like, counterpicking me. They don't have to do shit this time around. I mean, at least he still have Hook. Like, as long as they don't remove Roadhog's Hook, I'll be somewhat happy. But, like, they just further nerfed his damage, in my opinion. Maybe that's just my opinion, maybe that's wrong. But it feels nerfed. It feels worse to use. Like, the left-click, right-click from before felt way better. I'll even link in the description. I played a game like 2-3 weeks ago with the old Hog, expecting to get reworked when they first announced he would, which ended up not happening because, you know, Blizzard. Am I dead? I'm dead. We didn't hook in time. Nice. Yeah. Like, I don't know, my trap activated did like 3 damage to their Hog and slowed him for a millisecond. It feels so useless. I genuinely, I don't know. I feel like I'm doing nothing. Like, I've been just shooting at the Roadhog, so I've been farming damage, and I have like the lowest damage on this whole team. Which is, it's just sad, to be honest with you. Like, their Tracer that basically didn't exist that whole game, because I think she got spawn camped or whatever, she's almost got more damage than me. It's nothing, man. I even got nanoed this game too, so it's not like this is just raw damage and like, oh, my teammates got nanoed or whatever. Like, no, I got nanoed. I think I got nanoed both times we had it. And like, the damage is just not there. The shotgun character does not do close range damage. The shotgun character does not do far range damage. This little trap thing does fuck all. Like, you have no ways of blocking antis or anything anymore. Your damage reduction is lower. Your damage is lower. Like, the only thing you still have retained is the hook. And it ain't all that. I'll be real. Like, it's... yeah, I don't know. I think the idea was, since right click is on a toggle, if you don't exclusively need it for heals, that you can use it to block, like, consistently. I can block 30 here, I can stop, I can block another 30% here. It's like, this just feels awful, I'll be real. I genuinely think I would just always do more with Old Hog. I don't know. It's not like he's completely unplayable. Like I said, as long as he's got his hook, I think he's still somewhat playable. But this is probably as low as it can get without just straight up removing hook. Like, look at that, I'm antied, I'm dead again. Like, this is just Old Hog. It's just Old Hog with less damage resistance. I know the healing numbers are technically a little bit higher or whatever, but the way that, like, this healing thing works with the toggle and all that, it just feels weird. And with less damage reduction, even if the healing's higher, the overall healing's actually lower. Because generally you take a breather hog previously to, first off, block damage and take 50%. And then also heal, and now you're pretty much just healing, and there's like almost no damage reduction. Like 30% is genuinely nothing. For your only damage blocking ability on the biggest hitbox in Overwatch, 30% is straight up a joke. Like, I don't know. I'm a bit washed on Hog because I haven't played him like since 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna get gapped on the funny well map, but it doesn't matter. It's like, first off, tanks have no impact. Second off, Roadhog specifically has no impact. Like, this character is completely useless now, I feel. I'm sure good Roadhog players will still make him work, but I do think if they played Junker Queen, they'd do 3 times as much with half the effort. Like, there's just no point to this little trap thing. That trap thing does nothing. Such a pointless addition. Your breather got, like, nerfed, so you get the ability to toggle it or whatever. Like, I think it's just a net nerf. Your left and right click got like weirdly combined, but at an overall damage nerf. Instead of having 2 different shots with 2 effective ranges, you have 1 shot with like 2 ineffective ranges, where it's like kind of okay. And I'm dead. Like, look at that, I get slapped, I wake up, I get antied, I peek back around, I'm gonna get slapped again. Oh, he's alive, what? I think he just came out of spawn. I'm just dead for that. I don't know, man. This just feels awful. Like, this is the Hog map. This is the one where he's supposed to be fun, supposed to be good. And even with the nerfed, really bad Hog from 2 days ago, where he was considered one of the worst tanks in Overwatch or whatever by a mile, I think even with him, I would have had way more fun. I don't like what they did. I'll be real. Like, the reduced damage reduction is really noticeable. It feels bad. This trap thing is such a waste. They spent 8 months to make this. Like, this is such a useless ability. It has no range on it. It's really visible. Like, maybe it's the colors or something, but it sticks out from a mile away. Some Junkrat traps will, like, clip into the floor and you won't see them. You're gonna see that. I could see that from here, even if I didn't have my little, like, indicator. You could see that for years. I don't know. I mean, his ult is the same as before. But, like, his survivability is the same as before, which is awful. He's the biggest hitbox in the game, and no shield to speak of, or any way to really block any meaningful damage. And his previous one-time use 50% block, like every few seconds that would heal him, is now a multi-use 30% block, which is just so pointless, because you still don't block anti. Like, or sleep. Like, what am I supposed to do about that? It's like, oh yeah, just don't peek. Don't play the game. And there you go, anti again. I don't know, man. This just feels like shit. And I do like, you know, 0 damage to this Echo. She's gonna live here. Like, if she didn't fuck her movement. So easy to live there. I'm antied and dead again. Like, what am I supposed to do about this other than go Kiriko? I don't know, man. This is literally the same Old Hog, but in my opinion, just worse. Maybe numbers-wise he won't be, but from somebody who played Hog from launch in 2016 to like now, at least semi-consistently, like I play him like every few games in quick play or something just to have a good time, because I like the hook. The hook is fun. But this just isn't. I don't know, I feel like I literally, like, I hook someone and like I'm dead. It already felt like that for like the whole time in Overwatch, because it cleansed, because of like pull and everything. Like, that already happened every time you hook, but now they don't even have to do that, because you're not going to damage them for any meaningful damage. Like, I'm gonna hook someone, they'll lose like half their health, and you can just out heal that. You don't have to waste a cooldown to stop my cooldown. It's very sad. And the fact that this took several months and literally all they did was add a budget Junkrat trap is ridiculous. That's the worst of it all for sure. No doubt in my mind. I gotta stay in this corner so I don't go off the map. This is like bat boosted damage doing nothing. What is copying hog gonna do for you? Okay. Sure. At least the ult is still somewhat okay. But like, I don't know, man. The rest of this is so bad. It does nothing. This feels awful. I know I'm winning this game, but you can win games while feeling awful. And in my opinion, this just feels awful. Like, maybe I'm the weird one here, but this is my raw, unfiltered Game 2 opinion. A live reaction. Maybe in a few months I'll come to like what they change about him, but for some reason I highly doubt it. I feel like so little was changed and all of it feels incredibly negative. It just doesn't feel like it does anything meaningful. I feel like he's just inherently worse. But yeah. Props to my supports for helping keep me up through that whole game, because there was a lot of times where they like immorted me or like named me or something to keep me up, and I do really appreciate that from them. Yeah, with that out of the way, and I guess I hope you guys enjoyed this. There's really not much more to say. And have a great rest of your day.